Hello, and welcome to the Skool News. Let's get into the docket.
All right, here's what we're going to do today. Few new features we'll run over real quick. Then we're going to show you some things we've got that are in progress. Tell you a little bit about our mission, like what we're trying to do with this platform and what we're focusing on, like bigger picture kind of things. So you know, like what are these people at Skool trying to do and how is it going to impact me? So yeah, let's jump into some new features. The first one, it's not really a new feature. This one, it's an improvement, but mapping pins on land, no more water people. So, you know, with our map feature, which you can see if you click on like map, right? We add some noise to the coordinates so that we don't dox people, right?
Yes. But
what happened is if someone lives close to the water and then we add like 10 miles of noise to their coordinates, it might just drop them in the ocean. Mm-hmm. And so people are actually calling this water people. And we wanted to fix it. So this is what it looked like before. Like here's the coast of Chicago for some map. You can see these people were plotted in the water, and after it puts them on the land. And this is a pretty cool little improvement, because what we had to do is we actually had to get a list of coordinates from the International Space Station. And not even kidding you. And we were able to figure out, based on a coordinate, is it in the water or is it on land? And this is rivers, lakes, oceans. And so now our system will add 10 miles of noise, but not put you in the ocean.
Nice.
But there's some islands that aren't even 10 miles.
Oh no.
So how do you add 10 miles of noise without putting them in the ocean?
I don't know.
Yeah, we had to figure that out. So shout out to Peacock for this sophisticated fix.
He's an engineer, by the way.
Yes. Delete group feature. So, you know, let's say you've created some groups because you had some ideas, and then you were like, actually, I don't like that idea. And then you've had to live with that reminder of your idea for a long time, but not anymore. Now, if you go to your settings, communities, and let's say I want to get rid of this wizard school, I don't know what I was thinking when I made that one, you can just click delete group, put in your password, and you can delete the group.
So good. I deleted like 8 groups.
Yeah, I encourage like admins, creators, like go through your communities list and, you know, drag and drop to get the order you want, right? And like if you're not even using some groups, I recommend like leaving them. And if you've created some groups that you're not even using anymore, I recommend deleting them.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a good one. Then click to view enlarge profile pics. So let's say I want to look at this guy's profile pic. I can click it.
Wow.
Oh my God, look at that.
D Green. Shout out of the century.
Very nice. And then we fixed a bunch of small bugs. There's no point in even telling you what these bugs were.
But there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's not always, but there's always some bugs. And we always prioritize fixing them over adding new stuff. This is an important thing at Skool. Like, if there's a bug, we'll prioritize it over building anything new. And I think this is super important because nothing is worse than buggy software.
Yeah.
Like, do you love something because it has a lot of features or because it just works?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. And so, you know, we're able to catch so many of these bugs because people report them in the community. It's probably one of my favorite things about the community is if we change a feature or if we ship a new feature, within minutes, someone is like, hey, what the hell happened here?
Yep.
And then we can fix it real fast. And then we often say fixed. And you look at the timestamps from when it was reported to when it was fixed. Sometimes it's within 24 hours, which is pretty crazy. Yep. Whereas on some other software, the norm is honestly looking, if you look at like people reporting bugs years ago, still not fixed. And yet they've added like an AI feature and, you know, a bunch of shit no one asked for.
Yeah.
But the bug's still there. So yeah, this is an important thing to think about with your communities too. I think it's a really good thing to always prioritizing removing errors over adding something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have a new funnel with some new messaging, which is better for affiliates. I'll show you what it looks like. Ooh,
Wow.
fancy. So you can click through these different communities. You can even like click on it and visit the actual community, right? To see that it's real. We're not just making this crap up. And then if you click create your community, you can create it. And this works for affiliates. Like you can see up here, it says Sam Ovens invited you. So if you want to like refer people to Skool, you can just click on settings, affiliates, and you can get your Skool platform affiliate link just like that. You can copy it, share it with someone, send an email to your list, share it, I don't know, anywhere. And then when people go to that link, it'll personalize it for them, and then they can create a community. And we A/B tested this versus the previous one to make sure it was better.
Yep.
And I think this does a really good job of telling someone who doesn't know what Skool is without saying like a million things.
Yes.
Because there's a bunch of different communities on here, like calligraphy, pickleball, dating, business, menopause, I don't know, something. And you can see that they're making money. So there's like lots of different communities on Skool about different things, and some people make money, but some things are free.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
And this converts. So if you send traffic to this, they'll probably start a Skool community and you'll get the commission.
Yep. We pay 40% of monthly recurring revenue, and it's some people make quite a lot of money from affiliates. And we're going to continue to optimize this page so that anyone who's an affiliate actually makes more money. And then we made some optimizations to our email system. Kind of boring.
No, this is exciting.
Kirby peer pressured me to share this. I was like, no one wants to know about this.
Well, wait, before you open that, the thing is if you have an email list and you send emails, average open rate is like 20 to 25%. So say that I have an audience and I send them to an email list. That's how I'm going to be building my audience, and I send them to my offer or whatever. 20% of those people are going to be opening, which is pretty good. But on Skool.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Ooh.
Our system is sending like over 160 mil emails a month with 71% opens.
71%.
Really good clicks, really good.
That's more than triple the average email. That's exciting.
Yeah, so some people do think like, oh, I want to send from my own email list. I want to use my MailChimp with 10% open rates. Well, yeah, if you do it on Skool, it will honestly be open better.
Yep.
And we go to some great lengths to make these numbers good.
Yep.
Like we have a guy that monitors the like open rates and click rates for every different email service provider. So like Outlook, Hotmail, whatever, right?
Gmail.
And if one dips, he can actually call the email service provider and be like, hey, what are you doing to our emails?
Wow.
And then they can fix it. Yeah.
Let's go.
So we're doing all of this for you guys in the background, which I didn't even want to tell you about. But yeah, it's better when your emails get delivered and opened and read and clicked. And there's a lot of that going on behind the scenes. So yeah, that's what we shipped. Just a bunch of small things. Then what's in progress? So we're working on these things right now, and they're kind of big, which is why like we haven't shipped anything big in a while. Unified payment methods and history. I already kind of told you what that was, but just a little recap is, you know, if I go to create a community, I have to put my card in again, even though it's already on file. So, you know, moving forward, you'll have your card on file for everything across Skool, whether you're creating a community or joining a membership. And all of your payment methods and payment history and everything will just be in one place. So payment methods for everything will be here.
Nice.
And payment history for everything will be here.
That's clean.
Yeah, it'll just make life more simple. And then this one has been a big one, like native video hosting. So right now, Skool doesn't actually host videos natively.
Yep.
What you have to do is, if you want to add a video, you can put in a YouTube, Vimeo, Loom, or Wistia link, and then it embeds the video nicely, like in here.
Yep.
But it means you've got to use a third party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that can get expensive, like a lot of money actually.
Yep.
And the reason we've delayed doing native video hosting for so long was I didn't want to do it if we had to just price gouge our creators. So like, I didn't want to say, oh, we do video hosting, but you get a bill for like $1,000 or something, then you'll hate us.
Yeah.
So I only wanted to do native video hosting if we could make it like free, basically, which is
hard,
extremely hard. And so that's what we're working on. Like, you'll be able to just upload a video straight into Skool, whether it's a post, a course, or whatever. And eventually you'll be able to just take a video with your phone too, using the app.
That's cool.
You should just be able to, like, because we've got skateboarding communities and beekeeping communities.
Yeah.
And the saddest thing is the skateboarding community. There's like dudes that are trying to do a kickflip at a skate park.
Yeah.
And like, they just want to like upload that video of them doing it. And they're like, what? I've got to download YouTube or Loom or something.
Create the account, upload it.
Yeah. So they'll be able to just record themselves doing a kickflip with the Skool app, and then bam.
So cool.
It's up and everyone can watch it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we're working on these ones. Now, a little bit about Skool's mission. So what we're trying to do with Skool is we want to help 1 billion people find community, right? Because we think that something special happens when you find your thing and people in life. So like, you find your passion or your purpose or your thing, right? So we want to help people find that thing, and then find other people that share a passion for that thing. Because then you've got your thing and you've got your people that care about your thing, and life's pretty sweet when you have that figured out.
That's like the biggest 0 to 1 change in happiness I've had in my life, when I've been able to find my thing and find people that also love my thing.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah. And then, for creators, like that's community hosts, we want to help them go pro and make their passion their job. And what I mean by go pro is, I remember back when I did like rock climbing or skateboarding or race car driving. I did these different things when I was a kid. You always had to have your job or whatever, or you had to go to university, whatever it is you're doing, your like real life things. And then you get to do your hobby, right?
Yep.
Like whatever it is. And it's, you're working to be able to do your hobby, right?
Yep.
And when you're working, you're thinking about doing your hobby.
Yes.
But there's some people that are so good at their hobby that it's their job. They don't have to do that. They wake up in the morning and they just do their thing all day, and they make money doing that.
Very true.
For one, that's fucking cool. Right? And two is you get good so fast.
Yes.
Because imagine the hours you clock.
Yep.
Just doing it.
You can just obsess.
Yeah, and that's how you like break away and you get really good. It's when your passion or hobby is your career, and that is what you do for fun, and you just do it, right? And so, I think the beauty of the internet is that people that are passionate about any little obscure thing, there's enough other people in the world that are also passionate about that obscure thing that they can actually make an income by building a community about that thing.
Yes, so true. The internet connects you with, 5 billion people. So no matter what you're interested in, no matter how niche it is, there's probably thousands of people out there that are also interested in that thing.
Yeah, and so that's really what we want to help people do. And with Skool, we want to make the platform everything you need to do this, and we want to make it super simple to use, so you don't need to screw around with technology or Zapier or any of that crap. Because who wants to screw around with Zapier? Like, if you're a skater, you just want to skate.
Yes.
If you're a race car driver, you want to race.
Yep.
Imagine a skater fucking around with Zapier, man. Come on.
Yeah. Uploading videos is difficult, Zapier, or go high level.
Yeah. Oh, God. Professional skater in there. So,
and it's roughly 1 million, right? Because if there's 1 billion people find community, we need roughly 1 million creators to get 1 billion members. So we want 1 million creators to go pro, roughly.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And then for members, there's two sides to Skool. There's the creators, and we want them to be able to make a full-time income doing what they love, right? But for members, we want to help them discover their passion and their people. Because most people, I've found, if you ask them, what do you want? They're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Most people don't know what they want. And so we want to help people discover their passion.
Yep.
And then we want to help them discover other people that share that passion too. And that's good for creators, because that means that we'll be giving you members, right? And that's good for members because they find what they want. That's essentially what Skool is. And yeah, that's what we're trying to do, high level, big picture kind of thing.
Amazing.
And then, more tactical is what are the things we care about? Because, with Skool, we don't want to just add 1 million features. We don't want to make it really complicated. So what do we want to do? Well, we want to have the best product. And this is kind of subjective, but it should be simple.
Yep.
It should be intuitive. You shouldn't need instructions, right?
Yep.
It should be fast. Page load speed should be really snappy.
Yep.
And it should just make you feel good, right? So you're like, oh, I kind of like clicking on that button. Or,
it should just work, right? You said that a lot of times.
Of course, yes. It shouldn't have bugs because that is not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want to have the best product, and it should also have power. The fact that you can't host videos on Skool isn't great.
Yep.
And the fact that you can't do live streaming on Skool isn't that great either.
Yep.
And there's some other things that we want to fix too. But, we want to make it so you can do everything you need to do on Skool, and it's flawless and fun. Yeah. Then we also want to have the lowest prices. And this isn't just the price you pay to use the software. It's also the fees.
Yep.
And right now our fees are 2.9% per transaction.
Yep.
And that's really low. It's actually the lowest there is available.
Yes.
And I think it's important to me, at least. I think it might be important to creators, but fees are like taxes. And they all add up, and there's so many hidden fees. So we want to have super transparent fees, and we want to make sure ours are the lowest. And then we also want to have the lowest prices. And so, yeah, best product, lowest prices, lowest fees, then best distribution. And what I mean by this is your community should get discovered by people, right? So that's kind of the discovery features that we've got, and search results, things like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're passionate about something and you make something good, you should get members and customers.
Yep.
From Skool.
Yep.
Right? And so we're going to be working very hard to do this.
And this is happening already. My free community gets 1,000 members a week from Skool. And also I saw James, who is a CFO at Skool. He started a finance group and there's 80 people in it. And he hasn't promoted it anywhere. People have just found it through profiles, through discovery, through search, through whatever. So this is happening already.
It's happening way more than people think. It's just not transparent right now. So we're going to add some like analytics in there that show you where your customers are coming from.
This would be so good.
Like, is it coming from email list, ads? Is it coming from social media, Google search, or is it coming from Skool? Yeah.
So good.
So we're going to make that transparent to you, and then we're going to make it even better, because who doesn't want free customers, right? And the dream is really like, you don't need to do these other things outside to grow your group. If you have a passion and you build something cool, you should just grow.
Yes, true.
Without having to make content, without having to run ads, without having to do all this other stuff. And yeah, I think we're going to make that happens. And then lowest churn. You know, it sucks when people churn, right? So let's say you've got 100 people, they're paying you $100 a month. You want them to keep paying you $100 a month, right? And when you run a membership business, which is like a recurring revenue business, very quickly you will learn about churn.
Yes.
And most people kind of hide from it or they don't talk about it, but we want to really like bring it to the surface and make it a core thing people focus on, because I think it's a really helpful signal. If you reduce your churn, you will make more money, and that means that your product's better. Good things have low churn.
100%.
So it's a good signal. If it makes you better, if it makes your customers' lives better, and if it makes you more money, then let's not ignore it, right? And so we're doing a lot of things behind the scenes to improve this. And consistently, every single month, we bring the churn down. I remember at the start of when we launched our payment system, it was 32% or something. Now it's down to like 18 or 17%. And that's just platform wide, right?
So good.
Some people have churn that sub 10%. I've seen churn as low as like 1%. But yeah, and you know, if we've got like the best product that's the joy to use and it can do everything you want, simple, right? And we have the lowest prices and the lowest fees, and we help get you customers, right?
And keep customers.
And then keep them.
Yeah, that's pretty overpowered.
Sounds pretty good. What do you reckon?
This is sick. I think churn is so useful, because if you reduce your churn from like 20% to 10%, that doesn't sound like much, but it means that you need half as much traffic to make the same amount of money. And it's hard to get new members. But if you can keep them longer, you can make money without constantly needing to like ram content or ads or whatever. So this is pretty sick.
Yeah. So that's really all we have to tell you about today.
Yep.
Any wisdom to add, Kirby?
Well, let me finally say my quote.
No.
So it's...
Cut it.